Hi everyone, and welcome to HR Success Talk video library on YouTube. Uh, as usual, we always invite somebody from the HR fraternity to talk about certain things, hot and happening topics of that particular time. And today we have taken such a topic which is very vital for organizations to grow. And this topic is on succession planning. And we have invited Rahul to talk about it. Welcome, Rahul, once again, I would say.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Govind. It's pleasure to connect with you on HR Success Talk.
Thank you very much for finding time. I understand you have taken up some time from your busy schedule for us. So once again, although many of our members already know you because you've been here and talking about competency mapping in our previous interaction with you. But just to give our new members a little bit introduction of yours, uh, I would like you to give it yourself so that we can connect well with the members.
Sure, right. Greetings, everyone. My name is Rahul Jain, and I am HR professional with 16 plus years of experience. And my experience has been with diversified industries and into different roles. So I started working with industrial chemicals unit of Birla Group at Calcutta. Then I moved and worked with a beverages company, very well known brand name Coca-Cola, and I spent my next tenure with Philips Electronics, which was again based at manufacturing setup. So my initial three job experience were at manufacturing setup, and then I moved and worked with Cargill India, where I spent a good 4.5 years in a business HR partner role based at the corporate office. Uh, I got an opportunity to work outside India, so I moved and worked at Singapore with a shipping and trading company, which was altogether a different experience working with multinational, multi-geography workforce. Then, when I came back, I worked with a media group called Dainik Bhaskar. Again, I handled two particular roles there. One was head of HR role for editorial function, and then I was into the corporate HR role, leading the policies and processes and employee benefit part. Presently, I'm associated with Uflex Limited, and I'm currently heading HR for one of the business division, that is chemicals business division. And I'm here today to share my experience of working with different companies, particularly on the subject of succession planning.
Oh, that's great. So Rahul, I think we would like to little bit understand about what it is and how critical it is for organization nowadays to keep themselves in the market and grow.
Okay, succession planning, as the definition uh, goes by, succession planning is typically is a process or a plan which has element of identifying, which has element of developing and transitioning your potential employees who are identified as successor for some of your critical or key roles. So it's an exercise which involves identifying, developing, transitioning people into your critical roles. These critical roles can be immediate, which means the present vacant position. These critical roles or the key roles can be in future as well. So when you do succession planning, you identify your key and critical roles. At the same time, you identify your critical talent, key talent, and then you match these two. Then you put these critical talent, key talent, into some of your critical positions, be it in present or in future. Uh, Succession planning is different than filling up a particular position. So it is different than the replacement planning. So suppose if you have a position which is getting vacant and you are filling it up uh, by taking, an ad hoc decision, so it doesn't fall under succession planning. Succession planning requires, prior preparation, thinking, identifying positions, identifying talent, systematically developing them. At times, you communicate some of your people that, we are preparing you for this particular future role. At times, organizations choose not to disclose, but prepare people for, the next role. And it's very critical to have, your key or important positions always manned, uh, then have them vacant, because your critical positions, they impact your business. They you know they have impact on your strategic imperatives. So no organization wants that, their critical position should remain vacant for long. And how well are you prepared for filling up those positions is very important. uh, if I take up the next point, which is like, to which level we need to take up the succession planning. So this is my experience. I'll say that, instead of looking at levels, uh, we need to look at the critical position in the organization. And when we say critical position, let me explain you in a little bit of a detail. Like, you need to look at positions or the roles which have direct impact on your business results, which have impact on your internal and external customers. Typically, characteristics of these uh, critical position is, uh, you require lots of time to fill those positions. You find difficulties in getting that skill set. You find that, people who are holding those positions, you would like to retain them. There is an element of retention as well. So if there is a position which which you never want to have it vacant, or that, if it is vacant, it's going to take lots of time to fill. Uh, this is some this particular position has some unique skills which is required, and it cannot be filled immediately or shortly. If it gets vacant, then it's a critical position. And of course, these critical positions, impact your business results. It has direct impact or an indirect impact on your internal as well as external customers. So once you identify the key position, then you assess the uh, potential of your current employees, right? And when you assess the potential of your employees, you have tools to assess it. For example, like GE has a 9-box model, which has assessment of your existing workforce on performance as well as potential. So you look at your talent, you plot your talent pool into a 9-box model, and then you decide that, okay, those who are there on uh, my top boxes, uh, they need to be taken care of. So both the things actually go hand in hand. You have your critical positions and you have your key talent. What kind of opportunities you are providing for growth to your key talent? Can they man your future important or key critical positions? Are you growing them? And do you have sufficient people to in your pipeline to take care of those positions in future? So when we have these critical positions identified, you need to look at your current workforce, your talent pool, and you need to see who are the people who are going to fill my positions if there is an immediate need, which means, suppose there is an emergency, someone quits. Uh, so who's the person who will replace the outgoing employee? In a short term, like 3 to 6 months kind of a time, if you have a plan to move some of the employees who are the people who are going to fill your positions, and in a long run, like say 2 years, 2 years plus time, uh, who are the people who can be groomed in your system, and then they can be assigned those positions. I'll touch upon a very important aspect of communication regarding succession planning. There are pretty mature organizations where succession planning is disclosed, uh, and there are organizations which are not so mature in terms of their processes, practices, and people maturity as well. They keep everything under the wrap, or it is known to some set of people in the organization. Uh, First, if we look at the mature organization, they disclose it to the employees that we are preparing you for this particular role, and employees also, they take it in a manner that, okay, I need to develop these requirements. Employees, they do not claim it as a right to get into that particular position. They understand that uh, it's a future opportunity and I need to prepare myself. Whereas in not so mature organizations, if you disclose to the people that you are a successor for this particular role, the chances are you may come across people who take it as a right, that it's my right to get this particular position, and this can this can turn into a situation which is dissatisfactory, and there are chances that employees who are making progress this year or currently, their performance may go down, and
Mhm.
then you have to change your succession plan as well. That, okay, I thought of this person to take care of my future position, but this person is not doing well. So there is a progression in performance, there is a regression as well in the performance. So one needs to take a very balanced view, or identify like two or three likely successor
Mhm.
for the critical position. Uh, One can be your immediate successor. For example, in case of an emergency, who will handle this particular situation, or for this particular critical position? Um, in case of an exit or a move, internal move, which is like 3 to 6 months or 6 months plus, who's the person who will take care of this critical role? And number three, uh, who's going to handle this position in a longer run? So, person who will move out from that particular position also needs to be transitioned into a new role. He needs to be informed that you know we are preparing this person for your role. You need to groom this particular person. You need to mentor this particular person. You need to handhold, and at the same time, you need to prepare yourself for the next role. It's like if we take an example from the sports, so it's like running a relay race. So the person is running with a baton in hand, and he's going to hand it over to someone else, and then the other person is also running, and uh, he's going to take it forward. Uh,
Mhm.
and if you look at this race, both the people, they are running, and there is a period, there is a time when there is an overlap when they are running parallelly, and then the one person is stops, and the other person takes up that particular role from there. So uh, if I talk about succession planning, and if I look at some of the numbers, uh, typically 50% of the population, 50% of the organization, not population, still have very traditional approach. Uh, they are very subjective in they're very subjective in uh, selecting a successor for the position. Whereas my view is that a person, or an HR person, or a business leader, business head, should be objective. Even if you are trying to be subjective, you need to be objective uh, while doing your succession planning. And assessment is very important. Uh, how you assess your current talent pool? Is it based on some kind of a feedback? Uh, have you done some kind of 360-degree feedback on your current talent pool? Are you only looking at the performance rating, which is a matter of past? Uh, because performance rating uh, is for the past year's performance, and it doesn't tell you anything about the potential of a person. So look at the rating, of course, and look at the track record as well. How has been the rating of the person you are looking at? Uh, is it constant? Is it stable? Is this performance progressive? Or this person has been stable, or the performance is going down? You can look at 2 years of the rating of the person, and then have an assessment, have views from other functional head or the people with whom this person interacts on his potential. Um, you check that particular person's knowledge level, skill set, what kind of unique skills this person has, whether this person has learning agility, whether this person has ambition actually to grow into the next position, or your critical position. And is it worth investing in this particular employee to take care of your future critical role? So that's important. uh, some of the challenges which i have which I have experienced
Mhm.
during the succession planning uh, process is, you plan something, but things don't go at times completely as per the plan. And there are surprises as well in organization. At times, despite your plan, employees, your key employees, they have some outside um, great opportunity worked out for them, and then they take a decision to move out. So there can be surprises as well. So we need to be
Mhm.
for all the eventual. And uh, before starting, succession planning in your organization, uh, just have a look at the maturity level of other processes. Have a look at the integration of your processes. Is your talent acquisition, talent development, succession planning process integrated with each other? So that's something should be looked at. How many positions are there which are critical and for which you require talent from outside? How many positions are there which are critical and you can grow your talent by developing them in house? So that's something needs to be balanced. That's something needs to be planned. And uh, ask yourself question that, if these critical positions, if they get vacant immediately right now, who are the people who are going to take it up? Who are the people who are going to handle it? So that's very important. Uh, always, work out your HR plan, your talent acquisition plan, talent development plan, uh, uh, balancing building versus buying people from market. So can you hire a couple of uh, freshers? Can you grow them into your system? Can you hire some of the bright talent from outside? Can you hire some of the people from your competition and grow them into your critical or key positions? So that's an important decision which needs to be taken when you do your manpower planning. One needs to look at how many positions or people who are there who are going to retire in a couple of years of time, and do we have resources in house available who can be groomed into those positions, or do we need to buy talent from outside? So that's one more aspect to be taken care. uh, Ensure that the succession planning process is not seen as only HR job. It needs to be seen as responsibility of your business leader and the functional leader, because when they own this particular process, uh, it's going to help organization, and it is not seen something as that HR is imposing their decision, or HR is just putting a resource into a vacant position. Uh, the discussion amongst functional head, business head on the critical resources, key resources, critical position is important, so that everyone is aligned, everyone is on the same page. They know that they know that these are the uh, these are the people who are considered as talent. These are the employees who are part of our talent pool, and they are to be looked at uh, as successor for some of the key and critical positions. And one can take care of the mobility part as well. If we can move some of the people across function, so that can be looked at as well. And when the functional head or the business head uh, is fully aware that this particular employee, this particular key resource can be groomed into uh, some other function as well, or he has some interest in getting into this particular role, it's always better
Mhm.
that people watch out for such resources. They um, they accept uh, these key resources into different roles, different functions, across vertical, across division. So that's possible. uh, it's important that you have your succession plan in place. You have your organization chart, with um, which is like future ready organization chart. So how your organization chart looks like right now, how is it going to look like after 6 months down the line, after 2 years down the line. Have a future ready organization, and have a look at employees who will be holding some of your critical position. Plot them into your future ready organization chart. So that's something can be done on HR's part. And of course, look at that this particular succession planning process is running successfully. You have been able to you know give opportunity to employees and fill some of your critical positions as per the plan. You can always reflect how many positions you have filled as you planned. How many positions are uh, are filled uh, as per the identified talent only. So that's something one can look at. Uh, uh, so this is basically my experience uh,
Mhm.
in various companies.
Mhm.
Uh, Most of the organizations, they have talent review process. So
Mhm.
they functional typically sit down, and then they have a discussion on the available talent. Uh, People look at past 2 years rating. Uh, 4 and 5 rated employees are considered as high performance employees. They are definitely looked at as people who will have potential. And the business head, HR head, they have views from other functional head uh, regarding these resources, whether these people should be part of the talent pool, and how should we look at these resources. and who are the people who have potential to be groomed into the next level or the critical position is something is a matter of discussion all the time.
Thank you very much, Rahul. I think that's very well explained, starting from what it is and how it is important and critical for organizations to grow. In fact, I liked one of the thing is when you said that there are organizations who are mature to handle succession planning, and there are one few who are not. I think that's very important and critical part of it. And I agree completely with you on that. And it's very important to make these organizations become mature, and that's the way we can see as succession planning becoming more and more successful. In fact, you have also narrated how succession planning can be monitored, whether is becoming successful or not. Another thing which I liked is that the talent management team or talent engagement team should also see what are the position they would like to buy from the market, and the position they wanted to grow inside the organization. So there's so good insights on succession planning, and I hope that all the members and people who are going to hear this interview will be getting benefited out of it, and hope they will get a clear understanding how things goes. Thank you. Thanks once again, because you've been so kind enough to come and share your views. And I'm sure that you will give us privilege to, invite you again, and share your thing, to share your thoughts on some other such relevant HR things.
It's pleasure, Govind. It's always a pleasure to interact with you and be part of HR Success Talk. Uh, I also look forward that we'll interact in future as well on some other topics as well. It's
Thank you
pleasure.
very much. Thank you
Thank
very
you very
much,
much.
Rahul. Take care. God bless.
Yeah, thank you.